Honda's e-clutch system is Honda's latest foray into automatic or semi-automatic gearboxes. It's currently available on two bikes, the CB650R, a naked bike, and the CBR650R, a faired bike. What the e-clutch system essentially does is take away the need to use the clutch lever by electronically controlling the clutch. When stationary with the side stand up, you can engage first gear without touching the clutch, and the bike will wait with the gear engaged but the clutch electronically pulled in. As you move off, it engages the clutch as you would do with your hand. Then for further gear changes, you just change gear with your foot as normal without touching the clutch. If however you want to use the clutch for slow speed manoeuvring, you just pull the clutch lever in and it disengages the e-clutch. As you release the clutch, you find the biting point of the bike as normal. The system has certain advantages over each type of gearbox, be that a manual with a quick shifter, or a DCT gearbox. By comparison to a manual bike, there are many advantages. With the e-clutch turned on, you change gear just as you would do with a manual, controlling the bike just as you would do with a manual. Plus, if you do want to feather the clutch, you have the option there. But your chances of stalling the bike when moving off from lights, for example, is significantly reduced. There are also significant advantages over a standard quick shifter. Most quick shifters work well when you're accelerating hard or when used carefully. The e-clutch will change gear with very little jerkiness at whatever speed and whether you're going up and down the gears. There are very few quick shifters that are this smooth. In actual fact, I've yet to ride one that is. It's almost as smooth on gear changes as an automatic gearbox or the DCT gearbox. It's just you're controlling when it happens. There are also advantages over a DCT. If you've ridden a DCT for very long, you'll know that you have to use the rear brake in lieu of a clutch. It's not a perfect solution. It allows you to put power on at very slow speeds, but it's not as good as feathering a clutch. With the e-clutch, you have the ability to do this by nature because it's fundamentally a manual. So for slow speed manoeuvring, it definitely outdoes the DCTs. The other advantage the DCT has is because it's an automatic. Again, when you're sitting at the lights, you don't have to hold the clutch in, you can just move off. The e-clutch has this feature as well, so they're a draw there. The only disadvantage of the e-clutch is you don't have a drive mode as such. It will never change gear for you, you have to do that with your foot. Now personally, I really like the DCT. However, the compromise of having to actually change gear yourself isn't that bad, even for someone lazy like me. And when you consider the DCTs generally cost £1,000 more on a bike, whereas the e-clutch is costing only £100 more on the CB650s, the e-clutch comes across as very good value. All in, I think the e-clutch is an extremely good system, and it's one I think an awful lot of bike manufacturers are going to follow and try to emulate. Just as Honda have had quite significant success with the DCT gearbox, and manufacturers like BMW are looking at introducing something similar, I think the e-clutch could be a game changer that you can see as an option on very, very many bikes very shortly.
Who jammer flip?